Our next speaker is Linda Marek. Thank you. Welcome, Linda. I'm sure you know the drill now, having heard it from folks. You have 3 minutes.
This is about 1% of books available on injury. Okay, I began my vaccine research 36 years ago. I went to hear Dr. Robert Mendelsohn, a pediatrician, speak on MMR. After 30 years of giving shots, he noticed the same number of kids got measles whether vaccinated or not, and the vaccinated kids were sicker. He said there were no benefits, only risks. We were injecting latent retroviruses into our children to emerge later as autoimmune diseases like cancer. I determined never to give the MMR shot to my baby. I bought his book, How to Raise a Healthy Child in Spite of Your Doctor, but didn't read it right away. Because he didn't mention DPT in his lecture, my daughter got those shots. She screamed for 4 hours straight, staring with dilated eyes. Everyone said, that's normal. So I took her back for 2 more assaults on her body. She developed many seizures where her whole body vibrated. When I finally read Dr. Mendelsohn's book, I learned the DPT shot was as bad as the MMR. The screaming and seizures were caused by the vaccine affecting her nervous system, resulting in learning and physical disabilities. My next child did not get DPT shots. He did catch whooping cough from 2 vaccinated children who came to our house, but he recovered quickly and their coughs lasted for 4 months. Not knowing Dr. M had changed his stance on tetanus, I took my son Jonathan to get a tetanus shot at 4 years old. He went out to play, and within an hour, neighbors carried him home because he couldn't walk. He literally had locked knee and couldn't bend one leg. He looked at me with reproach and said, "Mommy, why did you let that man do this to me?" For a week, he dragged his leg trying to bend it. The effect gradually wore off, but he recently told me he thought he would never run again. That was his one and only shot, and he's a healthy 33-year-old. New scenario, my daughter Shannon, 7th birthday. Kids eating and painting faces. Next day, Patsy's party, same thing. 3rd day, vaccinated Patsy gets measles. Unvaxxed Shannon doesn't, but she gets sent home from school for a week. Patsy was contagious at our house, so Shannon should have got them. Back to school for a day and 1 more measles case, another week off, and then 2 more later on. I thought she might miss the whole year, so I phoned Queen's Park, and I got a hearing. I lectured for 2 hours and gave out 16 pages on vaccine injury. The court reporter thanked me. She had never heard any of this and had a new baby. A Toronto Star reporter was there, and the next day, CBC interviewed me. My phone rang off the hook, parents asking for help. I called Etta, who had lobbied for the exemption in 1984, and a support group was started, the grassroots beginning of Vaccine Choice Canada, a website where science-based facts are presented along with heartbreaking stories of vaccine injuries. I met a lady whose baby died the day he received his 6-week shot, but the coroner put SIDS on the death certificate. The stats are definitely flawed. A quote, "There is evidence to prove that immunization of children does more harm than good." Dr. J. Anthony Morris, formerly Chief Vaccine Control Officer at the FDA. To vaccinate or not vaccinate, when it comes to invasive...
I'll just ask you to finish in a sentence as you're over 3 minutes.
That's all I have left. We need to have a choice or democracy ceases to exist, and I hope no one ever has to hear the words I will never forget. Mommy, why did you let that man do this to me?
Thank you very much. Are there any other questions? Are there any questions? Seeing none,